Autumn is one of my absolute favourite seasons, especially when it comes to fashion. Good morning guys, and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing well. If you're new here, hi, I'm Hannah and thank you for joining me. So today we're going to talk about fashion, and we're going to talk about autumn fashion trends, which I'm very excited for as I love autumn, especially as far as clothing is concerned. So I thought I'd have a look at what's coming into fashion, what the big trends are, and how we can incorporate those into our wardrobes. I'm not talking about fast fashion. That's something that I'm very much trying to steer away from in my own wardrobe, but I want to look at the trends and how we can make really timeless pieces that coincide with the trends of the season, but will also stay in our wardrobes for years and years and years. Also, if you're new here, I will be talking a lot about what projects that I want to make and what I want to sew. That's my way of investing into fashion. I love making pieces for myself. I love making things that fit really beautifully. There will also be things that I want to buy, but that's how I like to invest in my fashion. However, since these things are coming into trend, they should be everywhere in the shops and very, very easy to get hold of if sewing is not your thing. So the first trend that I want to talk about is one that I'm very pleased is coming into fashion, is leather. So whether it's leather jackets, leather trousers, having a key item of leather in your wardrobe is something that I'd really recommend this season. So I think I want to look at getting some leather trousers in my wardrobe, as I already have a really, really good leather jacket. But that is the first recommendation for your wardrobe this season, is something of leather that you can pair with lots of different things. The next trend that kind of ties into all of these trends is brown. So the next thing to recommend is that for this season they're saying brown is the new black. So however much I feel great in black, and there will very much be things that I'll still be making in black because it's a colour that I feel great in, it's a colour that flatters my body, and that I know that I can easily pair with a lot of things. However, saying that, I will also be taking into account that brown's in fashion, and brown is also a classic thing. If you think about like tan coloured, for like, you could have like brown leather trousers, or you can have a tan coloured suit, or a tan like winter coat. Like, it's so easy to incorporate brown, and it's not a colour that will go out of fashion because it's been in fashion for years, it's still in fashion. So brown is the next trend on the list. The next trend for this year is the schoolgirl trend. So this is mainly on the like skirt side. So if we're looking at what's on the catwalk, there's been lots of like short mini skirts, maybe in like a tartan fabric, maybe pleated. There's also a lot of like skirt belt trends, so very, very short skirts, and the two kind of tie together a lot of the time. So what I'm going to say is, as far as something quite classic for your wardrobe that you're going to wear again and again, maybe look slightly more towards the tailoring side. But then look at using the beautiful like tartan tweedy fabrics, and look at shapes and cuts that might be mini but of a respectable length, where you don't feel like it will go out of trend or out of fashion and is still like modest in 5 years time. You still want to wear that style of skirt. So that is another one that would be very easy to invest in and buy into in your wardrobe. That takes me nicely on to two more trends. One of which is tailoring, and the other one which is shoulder pads. So shoulder pads are big in this season, lots of blazers with emphasised shoulders. As I say, catwalks tend to over-exaggerate a lot of trends. So the fact that the catwalks are doing really over-exaggerated shoulders just means that shoulder pads are in fashion. So making or investing in things like blazers is really, really key this season, but also that ties in with the tailoring. And the other thing that was very much like shown in the catwalks this season was very much showing off your waist. We're not about the baggy clothes this season, we're about either corsetry or tailoring to like bring you in at the waist and show off like the womanly figure. So I'm going to say that something that I'm desperate to invest in my wardrobe this year is going to be blazers and tailoring. I'm very much looking at potentially making a suit or a matching set, and potentially looking at the colours of like browns and tans, again tying in with the brown trend. These are things that aren't going to go out of fashion, but are very much in fashion at the moment, feel very, very current for this season. So I think they're very key items to be looking at. The next trend I'm going to be talking about is maxi length. So on the catwalks there have been loads of like outfits that have been coming down to the ankle or below, lots of skirts, dresses, also comes in with coats. It also relates to like a really floaty trouser. So it's kind of summing up what your style is, whether you wear more skirts or coats or trousers, and how you want to incorporate that. I am probably going to look at making a skirt that will be maxi length for the time being, but I also love a maxi coat. I know that Holland Cooper do the most amazing like maxi trench coats, which are just stunning, and that's something that I'd very much like to invest in the future. Again, keeping very, very classic, very, very timeless. And I think that a lot of these trends are easy to incorporate in that way, as long as you keep the styles, the colours, and the patterns quite simple and basic, so they can be paired with lots of different things as different things come into fashion. The last main trend that I'm going to talk about is knitwear. I am very glad that knitwear is back, because it is what I live in autumn and winter. I absolutely love it. So knitwear's back, lots of big roll necks, lots of like really quite impactful prints and patterns and shapes. It's not about being subtle with the knitwear, it's about being big and bold. So what I'm going to say is any knitwear, great to invest in, whatever you need in your wardrobe. I'm going to say baggy knits and oversized knits tucked into some of these other styles like the skirts, the school skirts, stuff like that would be really key this winter and autumn. Yeah, any old knits that you've got in your wardrobe from previous years, get them out, rewear them, reuse them. They're going to be big in this season. So that sort of sums up some of the main trends I've been looking at and some of the main items I'd recommend for your wardrobe. There were some other trends, such as there was bomber jackets, corsetry, lots of like cutouts in garments. I think that will come in especially with like the Christmas party season, a lot of Christmas party dresses with like cutouts around the middle section. It's got that sort of like sexier feel to it. I think that will be key. And the other one, which I find quite strange for autumn fashion, is a white tank top. Very, very simple, very, very basic, very cheap to invest in, but very much in fashion at the moment. So that's another one that I thought I'd mention. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you found a bit of inspiration as to what you can be wearing this season and what to invest in, whether you're investing in sewing the garments like I will be, and there'll be a project haul video after this one. So next week I'll be back with that, and I will go through some of the things that I'm definitely making this season. Or whether you like to go and see what's in the shops and buy the things. Hopefully all these suggestions will be available in whichever way you want to invest in them. So big thank you for watching. Let me know the styles and shapes that you're most excited for, and let me know if you love autumn as much as I do, because it is absolutely my favourite time of year. And I will see you in the next one. Also, like and subscribe if you've enjoyed it, it means a lot. So bye!